Brittany. So really special welcome to you, Penny, and anyone else that's here for the first time. Really special welcome to you. And Katie, hi from Cheltenham. Good to be back. Good. So, Dorota, hi all. It's been a challenging last 2 weeks. I'm happy to be here. We'll just wait another few minutes in case people come in a bit late. Yeah, just beginning to settle. Hilly, hello from Cornwall. Glad to hear new folks joining. Barbara, hi from North London. Good to be with everyone. Good, yeah, it sort of feels a little bit like back to school, doesn't it? Well, it is back to school for the kids, but it feels like we're back into the sort of the end of summer and the beginning of autumn, and all these sort of dire predictions of life in the future. It's kind of like, oh God. So how wonderful to be here together, just to have this space, this time to settle, get perspective, find some calm. Got Lisa, hello from the heart of Sherwood Forest. Wow, that sounds beautiful. Kath, great to be with everyone. Hi from Manchester. Vijay Gita, hello everyone. It's so good to be here with kinder weather in this community. That's a nice way of looking at it. We can have kinder weather here amongst ourselves tonight. This is a place of stillness, calm, inner sunshine, let's put it that way. Not too many storms, hopefully. Lorian, hi everyone. Frazzled in a very hot Southern California. Yeah, I was reading in the news about the heat wave in California and people being asked to use less electricity, and it all sounds a bit dire. So lots of love to you, Lorian. Okay, so maybe we'll just begin. I was thinking today about what always on a Tuesday, I think, what shall I do tonight? Sort of wonder about what practice to do with you all. And I thought I'd go back to an old favorite tonight, which is body like a mountain, heart like the ocean, mind like the sky. I can see Meg nodding, so that's good. Yeah. Very, very beautiful. It comes from a great Zen master. I think it's Dogen. He was a great Zen master. Body like a mountain, heart like the ocean, mind like the sky. And what's behind this is an idea that we can make an experience, that our experience has got lots and lots of different layers. And very often we're caught up on the surface layer, and the surface layer can feel very turbulent, lots of resistance, lots of not wanting things to be the way that they are. If we've got pain, lots of kind of resistance and awfulizing, in our minds, catastrophizing. Or we might have lots of craving, we don't want the pain and we do want something else. So a quality of dissatisfaction, a quality of sort of bumping around on the surface of life and struggling, that can be quite common for many of us. But there's another experience that we can drop into, which is much more spacious, much more even boundless. There's a quality of mind. Sometimes it's called the depth of the mind, which is very, very expansive. Sometimes it's said that it's liberated, that it's free. It's not always bifurcating experience up into these little chunks of things that we like and things that we don't like, and then we get into this tussle in our inner world. It's like we're dropping down through the layers to arrive at a quality of mind or consciousness, which is much more spacious and free. And I think this particular teaching, body like a mountain, heart like the ocean, mind like the sky, really points to that. So we start with the body. So we start with really coming closer to what is our experience in each present moment. Because of course, when we're struggling with our pain, we're often pulling away from the body. We're kind of bouncing out of the body, and then we get into lots of tension. So paradoxically, the way to this greater stillness is to come into the body and to soften some of the struggles, to drop into something much more stable and grounded. And we realize that this thing we call body is a flow of experience. It's a flow of perceptions. It's a flow of sensations. So this is where the image of the body like a mountain, I have to explain it a bit more because it's a mountain that's got flow within it. So maybe there's a stability of the mountain. But if you got very close to a mountain, you'd realize that even the mountain isn't completely static, that there's rivers flowing down the side of the mountain, there's the trees blowing in the breeze, and the trees they change over the seasons. Sometimes they've got loads of trees, sometimes they've got no trees. There's the weather, the clouds passing, and so on. So even this idea of a stable mountain, even that, if you really went right inside the mountain, you'd realize that it was flow, that it was process. So that's what we're doing. We're coming right inside our body as if it's a mountain and teasing apart some of the tension to realize that body is a process, body is a flow. And then the heart, like the ocean, this is getting space around our emotional life, because again, we get very tight and contracted around our emotions. So as we imagine, we're placing our emotions in a very, very big ocean. So again, rather than bouncing around like choppy surface waves, we drop deep and we imagine we're resting in the depths of the ocean. And then the mind, like the sky, rather than the mind being all crowded and all the thoughts are like loads of clouds clogging up the sky, we drop into the sky itself. So we, rather than being caught up in the content, we drop into what you could call context, from content to context, and you rest in the sky-like mind. I really love the image of sky-like mind, and I find it very beautiful that according to the great wisdom traditions, that's always available to us. The sky-like mind is always available to us. We can choose to shift back from being really caught up in the content to rest in the perspective. Okay, so let's go on this little journey of body like a mountain, heart like the ocean, mind like the sky. So you're just choosing what position you want to be in for the practice. You can do it sitting, you can do it lying down, you can do it standing, you can do slow walking up and down the room, just whatever is going to work for you and your body at this time. But see if we can bring some intentionality to the practice, so we can commit to the next 20 minutes or so to really staying with the practice as best we can. So bringing a little bit of resolve to our experience as well. And then when we're ready, we can close the eyes if that's comfortable. And begin to settle. And if you don't want to close your eyes for any reason, of course, that's absolutely fine. But let's allow the weight of the body to rest down into the position that we've chosen. Either sitting on a chair, lying on the floor of the bed, or standing or walking. Whatever position we've chosen, there will be a support beneath us that can take our weight. So let's see if we can yield a little bit up to the support. If you find it helpful, you could take a deep breath in, and then on the out breath, yield, release a little bit more, let the next in-breath flow back in its own time. You could do that a few times if you want to. Letting go of what's gone before, letting go of what's coming next, and seeing if we can arrive in each present moment. And then when you're ready, allowing your breathing to find its own natural rhythm to settle. The body expanding on the in-breath and settling, subsiding, yielding with each out-breath. It can be such a relief to give the weight of the body up. We don't need to grip on with tension, with effort. If you notice you're straining away from your body, if it's painful, then very, very gently allowing your awareness to drop deep inside the body. Feeling the points of contact between the body and the surface it's resting upon, and can we yield through those points of contact? And let's allow our awareness to pour all the way down through the legs to come to rest in the feet. We might imagine that awareness is like water and it's drenching and saturating the feet. And the feet may be becoming known through sensation. Maybe we've got pain in the feet even. If this is the case, then seeing if we can be open to this without resisting and without being overwhelmed. It's just a flow of sensations through the moments. Or maybe you're aware of temperature, or maybe you're aware of dullness or numbness in the feet. If that's the case, then that is your awareness practice. And coming up through the ankles, and let's allow awareness to fill the legs. Lower legs, knees, upper legs. Drenched and saturated in awareness. If you've got discomfort or pain, seeing if you can include it in your awareness with lightness, with tenderness. Looking for the middle way between denial and resistance on the one hand and overwhelm or over-focusing on the sensations on the other. Maybe you've got pleasant sensations in the legs as well, letting these into awareness. Coming to the buttocks, letting the buttocks be soft, yielding, resting into the support if we're sitting or lying, and if we're standing or walking, letting the buttocks be soft. Allowing awareness to pour up now into the torso. So we're aware of the feet and the legs, hips, buttocks. And now we're also aware of the torso, the whole front, the whole back, the whole sides of the torso. Letting the belly be soft and the back soft. And seeing if we can let breathing express itself in the whole torso. An opening quality on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath, in all directions. So we're opening to the life of the breath on the in-breath. Then we're letting go, yielding, releasing on the out-breath. Again, if you've got discomfort anywhere in the torso, in the front or the back, or the inside, seeing if you can let it into awareness with kindliness, but without over-focusing on it. Letting the discomfort be a flow of sensations through the moments, along with all the other sensations, the movements of breathing, maybe pleasant sensations. Letting everything arise and pass through the moments. Coming to the shoulders now. Seeing if we can let the shoulders fall away from the midline of the body, resting into gravity. And checking that we've got the hands supported if we're sitting or lying, so we're not gripping onto the arms with effort. Hands resting. And if we're standing or walking, letting the hands just hang lightly at the sides of the body. So we let the shoulders fall away from the midline of the body into gravity, and we let the arms fall away from the shoulders into gravity. And again, we can imagine awareness is like water pouring down inside the arms, all the way to the fingers and the thumbs. So we're resting inside the arms, shoulders, hands. Maybe sensations are intense, or maybe they're dull or numb. Letting everything into awareness without resisting and without over-focusing, resting and flow in this part of the body. Now coming back up through the arms, let's flow into the neck and the head. If we're sitting or standing or walking, letting the head be poised on the top of the spine, releasing through the base of the skull and yet openness in the throat and the soft jaw. If we're lying down, seeing if we can give the weight of the head fully up to the support, the pillow or the cushion. Yielding, resting, again, releasing through the base of the skull. Letting the face be soft, the eyes, cheeks, lips, tongue. And letting the brain rest inside the head, letting the brain be soft. Now let's broaden to be aware of the whole body. The whole body. This experience of embodiment. This process that we label body as if it's a static thing. Let's rest inside the flow of experience in the body. Movements of breathing in the body and sensations in the body, temperature. Being a bit like the mountain, it appears to be very stable, and yet even the mountain has loads of process and flow happening. So we're grounded without being rigid. Now let's tune into our emotional experience. So we're keeping the body in the background of awareness. It's not like we're cutting off from the body. There it is, breathing, resting. But let's tune into our emotional weather, as it were, our mood. And we can imagine that our emotions are like an ocean. And if they're feeling turbulent and choppy, what's it like to drop deeper in the ocean, to the still depths of the ocean? So again, we're not suppressing, but it's more we're just shifting perspective to something broader, deeper, vaster, stiller. So the emotions can arise and pass within this broad perspective, this deep perspective. Okay, let's see if we can let our emotions flow through the moments, neither pushing away nor over focusing, but letting everything arise and pass in this kindly oceanic field of awareness. And now let's allow our mind to be like the sky. You might have lots of thoughts crowding in. That's normal. And normally we get very caught up in the content of our thinking, much of which is repetitive, probably not true, but a kind of mental habit. So let's see if we can unstick from our thoughts and rest in blue sky mind, broad, open, vast mind. The thoughts can come in and we let them go. They come in, they come in and we let them go. Every time you notice you've got swept away, in the noticing you're succeeding in your practice, and you can choose to come back into body like a mountain, heart like the ocean, mind like the sky. So we'll move into a period of silence now for about 5 minutes where you can just explore your own experience with these perspectives. Stability, breadth, openness. What's happening now? Where are you? If you've wandered far away, which is a very common experience, in the noticing you're succeeding in your awareness practice. And you can choose to come back inside the stability of the body, the openness of the heart, and the expansiveness of the mind, moment by moment. Now let's bring a tiny bit of movement into the hands and the toes, maybe the feet. And notice if you instantly grip in the mind and the heart and the body, and seeing if you can release that a little bit, if that's what you notice, and keep things soft and fluid, pliable, still yielding up to gravity. And when you're ready, coming into bigger movements, opening the eyes and bringing the practice to a close in your own time. And just noticing the effect. Noticing if you feel different to how you felt at the beginning of the practice, and if so, in what way. And if you found it really, really hard and you just struggled the whole way through, then cut yourself some slack. Be really amazed that you even tried, that's the training. That's the training, that we just keep on training the mind. Good. Okay, so for those of you who are new, we usually stay on for a little bit and people write in the chat box what they experienced, and we can learn from each other. It's always very interesting. And I read it out in case there's anybody here that doesn't want to look at the chat box or peering in or isn't able to. And just a couple of breathworksy things to say. One is that just today we've released an animated video. It's so exciting. I've always wanted an animated video and we've finally done it, about primary and secondary suffering. So Ollie's going to put the link in the chat box so you can look at that later if you want to. Now, I should know why we've done it today. I think it's Pain Awareness Month or something like that. So really have a look at that. And the other thing, there it is, YouTube. And the other thing is we've got a wonderful appeal at the moment, which is we're trying to get just people to give £2. We want to raise £2,000 by the end of September. And if a lot of people give £2, then that's a manageable way to do that. So Ollie's also going to put the link for that appeal in the chat box. I think we've already raised like £600 or something, and it's only the 5th of September, so that's really wonderful. I'm sure some of you have already given. If you have, then thank you very much. So Ollie's going to put that in as well, I think. Right, let me read out some of these comments. So Lorene, thank you for this calming, soothing, healing experience. Julie, lovely, thank you. That analogy is really helpful. Lorian, quite a bit more settled and relaxed. Thanks so much, Vidyamala and dear Breathworks Sangha. Louise, that was so helpful. Feeling more embodied and grounded, feeling a lot more mental space. That's great. I think at the beginning, Louise, you were saying that you'd had a challenging day. So that's really, really good to hear. And Jeannie, fun. She might be talking about the animation there, I'm not sure, or the meditation. Sarah, a calmness has descended on me. Thank you. So that's beautiful as well. A calmness has descended on me. Something arriving. This idea of descent is beautiful. Mark, thank you, Vidyamala, and all for the space to practice together. Ruth, that was so great. I really felt the going deeper underwater was so useful. Thank you. Yeah. Such a lovely thing, isn't it? Rather than being all identified with the choppy surface, we can actually choose to drop deeper. Dermot, thank you for calming, refreshing awareness of wider context. Helen, the focus of the ocean and mountain was grounding and really helpful today. Felt my neck release as well. Thank you, Vidyamala. That's interesting. So you actually felt your neck release. And again, that just shows the connection between the mind and the body, doesn't it? Wonderful. Claire, thank you so much. Feeling more expansive and free. It's a beautiful practice, and I appreciate the reminder of it. I'm going to incorporate it into daily meditations. And then Marion, thank you. I could feel my spirit, heart, and emotions cutting through turbulent waters to the stillness of the ocean beneath. My spirit, mind, and thoughts floating through a clear blue sky above the moving thoughts. I got news I need major heart surgery. So was so calming. Wow, that's very moving. That's obviously very strong news, and that you are able to use the meditation to help you. So hopefully you'll be able to go back to that in the moments where then that news disturbs the mind, which would be very understandable. Barbara, it was so powerful meditating tonight in the group. Thank you so much. Meg, thank you so much for a wonderful meditation. I was very tense at the beginning. Now I feel so calm and relaxed. I love that meditation. Sean and Laura, could hear your lovely voice but didn't take in the words. Glad I done it. Tough day. That's also interesting. I think these things sort of can go in quite subliminally. And even if just my voice made your day easier, that's fantastic. Bridget, thank you, Vidyamala. Lovely to be back after a while away. My mind went from being closed, cloudy, and cluttered to a clear blue sky to vast outer space. What's not to like? See, that's so interesting. It was only 20 minutes. And just by using awareness training, we can go from closed and cloudy and cluttered to clear blue sky to vast outer space. Wonderful. Oh, and here's Ollie's put the link in for the appeal. If you can donate just £2 or more, it will make a huge difference. Susan, Canada, I scraped my shin quite badly before our time together, and it was having a good sting, but no longer. Clever. Thank you. See, that's so interesting as well, isn't it? That just by calming the mind and getting out of the story of stinging, it can calm down. Joe, thank you, Vidyamala. I have found a new way to sit with gastro pain in a way I've not managed before. New skills. Also getting better at the quiet 5 minutes. Though confess, I peeked towards the end just to check you were still there. I was still there. But that's really wonderful that you found a way to sit with your gastro pain in an easier way. And so just for everybody else as well, do experiment. If you've got pain, difficult, and try different postures and so on. Vijay Gita, thanks for this very relaxing meditation. Donna Marie, yes, agree, so aware of healing, tensing out those tensions and feeling such welcome. Video just wonderful. Many thanks for all the help. Vidyamala and all at Breathworks for people in suffering. Kindness to all. Sarah, thank you, Vidyamala. I needed to hear about cutting myself some slack. I struggled tonight and ended my practice in a more loving way with warmth and a gentle smile. Yeah, that's really important because it's all very, I'm saying all these things as if we're all having a lovely time. And I know that many of us will not be having a lovely time because of the nature of the human mind. But the fact that we all dedicated ourselves to that period, that will have an effect, even if you found it challenging. Dorota, thank you, Vidyamala. I dropped deep into my mountain. Also had a sensation of being in the water beneath the surface. The thoughts kept coming in, although I didn't get emotionally engaged in them. I feel refreshed now. Now Lauren's saying the £2 link is broken, or is it just me? But it looks like you've put the correct link in further down. Brilliant. Hilly, amazing and so relevant to my week. Thank you, Vidyamala, and everyone. So special to do this together. There's nothing else like it. And then someone else says the link's okay, which is good. Thank you, everyone. Heard Vidyamala this morning. Lovely connection. Sarah, my speaker wasn't working till the last 5 minutes. So I was just watching you all. Very frustrating. But actually 4 minutes was pretty powerful to be in the sky. That's interesting. Even 4 minutes. Wonderful. Lisa, I have to go into the forest before it gets too dark. Thank you very much. I think you're the one in Sherwood Forest. Nice. Dorota, another thing I noticed, pain in my shoulders and head, which I didn't feel before. Result of being caught up in the context. Thank you again for showing the perspective. Linnea, met my needs for connecting, like the balance of voice and still silence. And then Ruth just donated, so the link's working, which is great. I am new to this community, really appreciating this weekly practice, very empowering. Thank you. And my mind left my head for once. I was able to take care of my brain. It's interesting. And then Linnea said, like the animation released today, brilliant, fantastic, good. Yes, so do all go and have a look at the animation. As you know, these things take a lot more work than it appears. It's been a lot of work for the animator and all of us, but really, really fantastic to have it. And Louise, now able to see my thoughts as turbulent storm clouds, so have the knowledge that they will pass. Exactly. That's a totally different perspective, isn't it? Rather than believing everything in there is factual and true and permanent. It's just a kind of passing storm. Good. Okay, so then Ollie's put the links back in again. Thanks so much, Ollie. So let's leave it there. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And thanks for staying. I always really enjoy this period at the end where we can connect. And thanks to Ollie, who's behind the scenes doing all the tech. Really wonderful. Very big commitment from Ollie. And see you all next week. Lovely. Have a good week. And yeah, maybe just remember those phrases when life gets difficult. If you want to unmute to say goodbye, then please do that.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye. All right, but it's quite low as well.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.